Good day, folks. Today we're going to do some resin pouring, mold making. Or not making the molds, just pouring them into molds and making a few things out of resin. What got this started is we're doing a bit of bathroom, well, not really renovations, but painting and sprucing up and stuff. So I get looking through Team U again, and found a couple of interesting kind of molds. A few things to put in the bathroom. Look kind of neat on the counter, I think. So one is like a couple of people with a little heart. I don't know how well you can see that. Where's my camera here? Trying to bring this up here. Where's my camera? Here we go. Well, that might give you an idea of what it's going to be like. And another one was kind of this person. This one's going to be a little hard to really figure out what it is. But it's a person, see with the legs crossed down here, and the head is up here, and the arms are crossed, kind of thing. As well as I've done before, I've had a seashell one, which is kind of cool. It's a seashell one, and then I have feet forward a bathtub, which is kind of a cool little one. Kind of a neat little bathtub. Comes with its own little feet for it. It's kind of a cool one. So that I've actually made them before. This is the seashell. I've made this before. I made a few of these, but this time I'm just gonna make a pure white one. And there's your bathtub. It's kind of cool. It's kind of a neat thing. Bathtub's kind of cool. But we're gonna do them in white. I'm gonna do everything in pure white, I think, this time. Except for at the end, I'm gonna do a little experiment. This is another little coaster, coffee coaster, glass coaster, whatever you want. I've made them before, and like just to clear. But this time I've got some little geary things. We're going to try to put them into that. So that may be kind of cool. So all in all, if you haven't done any resining before, I will walk you through the process. It's kind of a step-by-step process. I'll walk you through how to pour some resin into some molds and see what we come up with. So, of course, we need the molds to start with. A few things we need. Of course, you need resin. This is the resin that I often use. It's great resin. Or Magic Resin, it's called. It's Canadian. I buy it Canadian. I buy it by the gallon. If you want to know more about it, send me a message. Leave me a note. Leave me a message. Whatever way. It gets kind of sticky, so to clean it up, we use 100% alcohol. And you always want a rag around to clean stuff up. So what else we need is something to stir the resin up with. This is a silicone stirring stick. I always go with little popsicle sticks or these little wooden stir sticks or whatever. Handy to have all the time. Should be having some latex gloves. I have a, you don't need this for sure. This is a black chalk marker. This is what this is. You'll see in a second. Then, like I say, I'm going to do them all in white. This is just a white powder that I'm going to mix in the resin. So this is silicone. I'm going to mix it up in here. So I've already went through, some molds have somewhere on it, they will have it marked with how much resin it's going to take. But a lot of these cheaper molds like this, none of these have it. So basically what I had to do was take the molds fill the molds full of water, then take it full of water, pour it into here, and find out how much I need. So what I end up with for all these molds, for what I want to do today, comes out to about 300 milliliters. So this resin is mixed half and half, 50-50. So where this marker comes in, it rubs off a silicone easy. This chalk right here comes off easy. You can see I'll put it up here, and you can see my 300 mil mark, and this is a 150 mil mark. These two marks. So I will do one part A up to here and part B up to here, mix it, and we're good to go. So let's get started with that. Get out your resins. Get the gloves on. This stuff is sticky and yucky. You don't want to get it all over your hands too much, or it's an awful thing to clean up off your hands. So I always wear gloves. Or I try to always wear gloves. Yeah. Do as they say, not as they do, huh? Good idea to have gloves. You really could have a mask on, all that too, but I've got good ventilation in here. So I'm going to start with, doesn't matter which one I start with here. Tile-proof stuff is, there's a little cap in here too, just keep them from spilling. They're a little tight, there we go. So this just happens to be part A. Doesn't matter which one's which. You just want to slowly pour it in there. You don't want to go too fast or you'll end up with a bunch of air bubbles in there. So I'm watching for that first mark of mine, 150 mils. And that's about it right there. As I'm getting down here, good thing I just ordered another gallon of this recently too, so a couple of days I'll have that back, or I'll have that in and be able to do more stuff. All right, this is part B. And we will pour it up to the 300 mil mark. So there we have it. Bada boom, bada bang. All right. So it's part A and part B. Now, the secret with the silicone is mix it slowly, not too fast. And you want to make sure you get all the bottom, get around the bottom and get on the sides, slowly around, just like this. Make sure you scrape it down. And mix, and mix, and mix. Some say minimum of 3 minutes or so, but I don't know. Well, we'll go 3 or 4 minutes here. We'll see how it looks. Just mixing, getting all on the bottom, all on the sides. We'll speed this part up, but when it's running in faster motion here, it's not me. It's the fast. So I'm gonna have to mix that white in here soon too, but I want to keep a little tiny bit out for that coaster idea that I'm gonna try. More on that in a minute here when we get to it. I think that's looking pretty good. So I have lots of silicone things. These little silicone, smaller than this, same thing, silicone. So I'm going to pour some in this that I want for my coaster. It's not going to be very much. Like about there, how to do it. And we'll set that aside for a minute. Now, we'll get some of the white powder here, which is Magic Resin 2, same company I get this from. Very reasonable prices on their stuff. They put good sales on. So we'll just sprinkle some of this in here, not too much. And you can see that. Just sprinkle in there. That's all we do. Now we mix this slowly. Get it all mixed in. And what we want to do is turn it white. You see all the swirls, and eventually get all them swirls out of it. How are we looking? Yeah, it's kind of a silver white color to it. I think I had a little bit more there. So we can get a little more whiter. Here, we'll try that. Mix that in. Good time to smash that like button down below and give me a big thumbs up and subscribe so you don't miss any of this stuff that I do. I never know what I'm doing until I'm doing it. Like you say, today just happened to be resin this time rather. Next step, who knows what I'll do. I might do some more jewelry or something maybe next week. Fall of the year here, still got a few more things to do outside and get ready, but anyways, we're getting well mixed up here. I think we're good there now. Yeah, that looks pretty good. That looks pretty good. So, all we do, take our mold, pour it in our mold. Slowly pour it in. If you go too fast, you'll end up with too many air bubbles in it. And there's about half in there. And we'll take our little stick I was talking about to poke around, because you want to get down, actually down the very bottom there, in where them heads are and stuff, and make sure there's no air bubbles, nothing stuck in anything there. So we just kind of poke it around. So all I'm doing is doing some poking here and there. You can see. Just poking. That's pretty good. And we'll fill it up the rest of the way. Pretty near got her there, and we'll do a little pushy, squeezy thing like this. Make sure there's no air bubbles. We're not getting no pushing on the heads down below. See if we get any air bubbles come out of it. Do some poking in here. No air bubbles coming up. It's looking pretty good. It's looking pretty good. Another couple of drizzles on it, I think, and is all it's going to take. Let her all the way up to the top. There we go. All right. One done. Set that aside. Let her cure. Stay there. Perfect. Beautiful. We'll get this one. Do the same thing again. Pour it in here slow. We'll put it right on here so it pours down in through everywhere. It's pouring slow so we don't get any air bubbles. Looking pretty good. One of the most important things of this whole resin pouring thing is your surface must be absolutely 100% perfectly level, because if it's not, when it's curing, you'll end up with it tilting off to one side, and you'll end up with a lopsided mold. Just poking around with no air bubbles. Everything looks pretty good there. So, again, we'll gently set that aside. Now, on let's do the bathtub. Same thing again. Pour in here slowly. Back and forth and let it all run down. Get that about halfway. And this, because it goes deep down the sides. See, I'm pushing all the way down to here, and I can see my stick in there. And I'm poking all the way around, looking for any of these air bubbles or spots that they can get to. So I'm going all the way around with it. All the way down the bottom, poking, poking, poking. Going right to the bottom. There we go. Yeah, these make great gifts, or use them yourself, or sell them, or do whatever you like. We'll take this all the way up. There we go. So I'm not covering the little tits that come up to the feet. Just a little squishy wishy. Squishy wishy. Squishy wishy. We'll set that aside. Now we'll just do the little feet. Make sure we get it all in there. You just got to be slow and patient with this. Don't rush anything. There we go. We got a bit too much in there. Try to scrape it off a bit. See, this is why you want to make sure you're on a silicone mat. There. And we'll just set that aside. Now, we have our little, throw our extras in here. Scrape it off, waste not, whatnot. All right. Let's do our seashell. Slowly pour it in the middle. Now, because this is the same thing, it's got to go way down inside all these crevices in here. Yeah. Hope I did make enough. This is getting down pretty good. It's gonna be awful close, maybe not quite enough, but it'll do. It'll do. Sure will. We'll scrape all this out here. Waste not, what not. So stuff can get fairly expensive. Well, I mean, not crazy price, but like anything else, you don't want to waste it. You want to try to use it up as much as you can. Hopefully that got into all them crevices. Go around with the stick, poking, get on them all. Throw them in there. Little squishy thingy. See it all got in there everywhere. Not quite enough, but we'll see when we do our coaster thing here. We'll see if we got some left. We'll just put some clear on there. So now the coaster thing here. And we'll just pour some in the middle here. So we want this one about halfway filled. So we just want to barely that's probably too much, isn't it? Yeah, it's too much. Let's pour some out. Yeah, it's damping the rim a bit, and I'll pour a little more out. And that looks about right. It's about halfway up. Then we'll let it cure, because that's when then we want to stick the gears in it. Afterwards, we'll want it on a separate layer. So we're going to leave that for now. So we can take our little bit left here. This was white, but I'm not bothered mixing white. I'm just going to throw some clear on top of this seashell on the bottom here. Just to fill it up a bit more. So I'm not sure if it's going to be enough white in there to cover it all or what's going to happen here, but we're going to find out. Hey, you never know until you try. Go ahead and try. What are you going to do? Ruin it? Well, you ruin it, you ruin it. Where's the... If you didn't try things, you'd never do anything. Yeah. So now, like I said, you leave these to dry. Leave that to dry, just the way they are. And I will show you. I'll take my gloves off here. They're all sticky as can be. there, garbage. Folks, here we are. Hello folks. Been a couple of days now, so my resin is well cured. So we'll have a look at these molds and see how things turned out. So we'll start with our two little people here. Here's the camera here. Here we go, these two, and we'll see how it looks. So basically all you do is just peel back. That's all you do. Some of them can be a little tricky to get out, and other ones are not so bad. I'll break his head off. There we go. Oh, look at that. Well, that's kind of cool. Kind of a cool little thing. Okay. Yeah. I may paint this heart red, maybe. I may paint it red. Sometimes on these you get a little roughness on here. So you can get a regular knife or some sandpaper or something, but they actually sell these tools for this reason. So you just kind of scrape along and clean it off nice and smooth. That should do it. Perfect. Awesome. I like that. So there's one. The other one was, this one is kind of hard to tell what they even look like. But let's have a look here and see how this fellow turned out. It should be pretty cool looking. Yeah. There we go. Oh yeah. He's pretty cool, eh? He's a pretty cool guy. Yeah, lots of scraping to do on this one. This stuff. We'd have to snip some of that out first. Let's get a pair of snippers out here. Yeah, that's what we'll do. There. Get the big clumps off. Kind of overfilled it a little bit. Notorious at overfilling them, but it's better to have too much on there than not enough. There, we'll just shave this down. There we have it. Pretty cool looking guy, eh? I think he's pretty awesome. Pretty cool. There he is. Out of your way. There's that one. All right. Two down. Let's see how my seashell turned out. Remember my seashell that I did? Let's see how this turned out. The white, a bit clear in the end of it because I ran out of white. See how that worked out. A lot of times this is all experiments. I'm just a normal guy, not pretending to say I'm a professional at anything. I just do things just for fun. Oh no, I didn't have enough. There's a hole in it. See that? Oh no. Me just saying all that. Well, actually, that's I kind of like the white and the clear. So I may do that again. Yeah, I just didn't have enough. Oh well, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? I just got another order in today, another gallon of resin. So I'll have lots more to do. All right, bathtub. The bathtub. All right. Let's do the bathtub thing here. buddy. Come on. Out of there. This one's a tough one. There we go. There sort of go. Anyways, we're getting there. We're getting there. Take your time. Take your time, folks. No rush. No rush. Ah. Woo. That one out. That's a nice bathtub. That is pretty nice. Pretty nice. Take your little feet out. And we put a little feet in here. So there's her feet. And there we have it. There we have our little bathtub. The foot fell off. I'll have to glue these feet on here. If I get time at the end of this video, I'll do it. But that's our bathtub. Now, where did I put the little thing? Here we are here. So this coaster one that I had and I was telling you about, I put them gears in it. And then I went halfway, put the gears in. And then I mixed up some black. And I poured black over the back of it. So I done this and I cured it. Tried to do it on camera, but the camera wasn't recording. So anyway, so here it is all cured. We'll unwrap it here and see how it turned out. That'll come out easy. Oh, that's nice. That's pretty cool. Look at that. See the gears? That's pretty neat, eh? Pretty cool. I think maybe I might put more gears in it next time. I don't think it was quite enough gears. But there we have it. Just like so, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it all made sense to you. You can try your resin now. Or any tips or any other way I can help you, please leave a comment. Leave me a comment anyway, so I know I'm not just talking to myself. I'm just trying to get used to this editing and talking to a camera, which is kind of different. But anyways, smash that like button, subscribe, and away we go. We'll catch you on the next one. Bye for now, folks.